Hey guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a setup video, so I'm going to be showing you all the hardware and software of my setup, what I use to record, what I use to edit, and how I go about recording on a day-to-day basis. So without further ado, let's get started. So obviously first up we've got my gaming chair, very comfortable. The cushions do very well for my back compared to the chair I had last time. So yeah, that's just my average gaming chair. I'll link everything that I own, like where I got it from, in the description if you want to get it for yourself. Yeah, so that's my gaming chair. That over there is my iPad. It has like a handle case on it, but I don't really use that for recording, that's just for personal use. Then we come over here, I've got my computer screen with my Spider-Man background. I don't have a dual monitor setup as much as I'd like one, simply because I've just not got around to setting one up, but it would help very much. I own this microphone, but I don't use it. I know I should do, but I use my phone audio for the time being. But yeah, this just sits up on this little tripod if the cable reaches long enough, like that. So I could use it to record with, but it's not the best quality, so I use my phone quality instead. That's just my phone case and my PS4 games. Then I've got my TV and my TV remote. This is where all my games come through on. This is where, so I plug, the HDMI runs from that into the Elgato. This is an Elgato Capture Card. This captures my gameplay when I use it. And when I record from my PS4, which runs through into my PSVR, which is my PSVR headset right there, and then that runs from that into the Elgato, and then my gameplay goes through that, and it also goes onto my computer so I can record it. I'll show you how that works in a second. But for now I'm just showing you my basic recording setup. So it's any console. I have a PS4, I also have an Xbox 360, it has Chelsea on it, and yes, I have Chelsea curtains. I used to be a massive Glory supporter, but no, I'm not. I don't really follow football, but it's there anyway. I've also got my Kinect, but I don't really use that, to be honest, hence why it's facing the Xbox. I also have these cool Call of Duty lights, which are just there for show really, and for personal use. They don't really light anything up when I'm recording. So yeah, so I've got that all up. This is a 1TB hard drive simply for Call of Duty, because that game decides it wants to take all the storage in the world. But eventually I think I'm gonna have to use it for my YouTube videos, like storage wise. So I'm gonna have to see about that. And yes, again, this is my PSVR. All the cables are going round and in that. I've then got my PS4 controller and my headset. This cable here allows me to record audio from my controller, and it goes into my Elgato to record audio for the game, and at the same time I can plug my headset into this and I can hear the game play. However, in my computer I've got this cable which splits my headset into a microphone and a headset. So I can record audio from this mic as well, which is better quality than this mic, and I can also hear the game and Discord if I have it loaded up on my computer. Of course, I've got all these cables running about. It makes it very stressful, and I do need to sort them out, but I am going to uni in a couple of months, so I'm just going to move everything there and have a nice setup. But yeah, for now it's just computer, console, keyboard. Oh, my keyboard and mouse are both wireless. They're both, I want to say Quisan, but it's probably Kisan or something. I probably butchered that name. But yeah, that's the brand I have, and obviously the gaming keys are blue, so that's very helpful. So yeah, it's just a case of regular keyboard and mouse, computer, screen, mic, PS4 console, and Elgato with PSVR. Of course, PSVR is optional if you want to record gameplay. But yeah, everything works smoothly. So yeah, this is my setup for now, and I hope you enjoyed. Now we will get into the software. Just before we get into the software actually, I'd just like to show you this. This is the tripod that I hold my phone on. These tripods bend either way. But yeah, I also just sit this on top of here, and then this is where I record from when I am recording. So we are here on my computer screen, and as you can see I've got the Elgato software loaded. This is just what my PS4 shows me now. So of course on my TV screen up here is what you're seeing on the screen here. It's just my PS4, and I can just play the PS4 as normal and record. So what I do is I just go into, I'd load up the game and just press record down here, and it would record it for however long. I'd put the video title and the game in, and I'll show you my settings for the Elgato Capture. So these are my settings for the Elgato Capture. I've got it set to PlayStation 4 as that's what it's plugged into, and I've got it set to analog audio. That is the audio that gets put through from the controller. If you have a headset plugged into the controller and you have it set to HDMI audio, the audio won't go through the Elgato to be recorded, simply because the PS4 will put the audio through your controller instead. So yeah, there's the setting for you. I typically set the quality to the bottom just because then the game doesn't lag when you're recording it, and it doesn't affect the recording at all for the sake of a bit of quality. I'd rather have a smooth running game, obviously, than high quality, very laggy and glitchy game, which is what happened to the other two Rocket League videos that unfortunately you won't see. These settings are just the defaults, I believe, and this is what I leave it set to. I don't really mess around with the settings too much because I don't want to mess something up, which is a very common thing that happens within Premiere Pro, which I'll show you in a second. Once the capture's finished and I've turned the recording off, it then takes me to my edit panel where all the videos come up, what I've recorded, and I just press File MP4 Pro here. And then it takes me to my folder in which it typically puts the recording straight in. I then organise these into folders of the games I've played, and I've also got an effects folder for all my songs and my go-to like effects and pictures, thumbnail pictures, and this is in a Rocket League edit that's coming up. Don't question it, you'll see it when it happens. But yeah, and then obviously I've got my channel checkpoints, and that's for July. I've got my Last of Us episodes. Episode 4 is coming either tomorrow or it'll be like 2 days before when you see this. And then I've got all my Minecraft episodes, my Spider-Man episodes, and so on. I then organise these into, this is the main example, into video files, into thumbnails, and I then get them created. I'll now move into Premiere Pro and show you what I do there. So as you can see, we are looking at the screen of Premiere Pro now. What I do first is I make sure all my face cam, this is the biggest file that I've worked on. It's got my face cam, it's got Kate's face cam, it's got the gameplay, it's got all our audio files, and then it's even got music on the background. So what I do first is I go into the project folder and I make sure I've got all the files I need. That includes my face cam, her face cam, again the toes picture. It will all be context when the video comes out, I promise. But yeah, so this is the most file I've worked on. What I do is I sync them up with the sync clap, both do it, and then I put them in order and I just cut out the disinteresting bits. I make it run smoothly, and then I add the music in after, just to make the video more interesting. As you can see up here, there's these two little pink like icons. These are the graphics, the channel logo and the subscribe graphic, and these are what I place on top of the like core video, just to make the video more interesting, I guess. And then I continue to work through this and create the video as a whole. I won't go into specifics of how I edit my footage. If you want to see a video on that, let me know, but that's not really something I'm looking at doing at the minute. But by all means, let me know what you want. If you want me to do any videos like this in depth, and I'll happily do so. So yeah, that's just how I edit my videos. And then once they're finished, I go into File and Export. Export media. Of course, you have to have this panel selected because otherwise it doesn't actually export the media you want it to. And then I always export it as, if it's not the finished video, if it's a section of the finished video like my intro, I'll export it as a match source high bitrate. If it is the final video for YouTube, I'll export it as a YouTube 1080p full HD. And then of course, once the video is exported, I then go into YouTube and I upload it straight here. I make sure there's no copyright restrictions on it. I make sure my thumbnail's on it. I will do a little Photoshop tour in a second, and once I've made my thumbnail, I put it on. I then title it, add the description, explain a bit about the video, and get it uploaded straight away. So now moving on to Photoshop. So here we are looking at my third episode of Minecraft thumbnail. This is the first thumbnail I actually made. All the rest were just gameplay screenshots, I believe. So yeah, so I made this. And my plan for the Minecraft thumbnails is, what you can do is just blind these cows out, and then I add something in that space relevant to the episode. That's my plan for the Minecraft series this time. But yeah, what I did to make this thumbnail was just get a generic Minecraft background, get a picture of a cow that I could just easily cut out, and then duplicated it 3 times to set up. Then I took a photo of myself in front of my green wall and just cropped out the background, and then I took this helmet and placed it on top of my head. I've got the rubber tool selected, that's helpful. But yeah, you can also rub stuff out. Tool I found most useful was the selection tool. So you can just object select or quick select, and it will select around what you want it to select essentially, and it'll select it quick. It selected the very dodgy parts of the helmet, but it does do, that tool really helps me a lot with selecting what I want to use and putting it into the photographs. So this tool I really recommend using, either or. I can't say I've really used any other tool at the minute except obviously the moving, this tool. I'm not sure what it's called. I tried using the pen tool, but it wasn't really working out for me. It didn't look as good. But yeah, so Photoshop's just something where you can put little parts of images together and hopefully make an interesting thumbnail. So that's my process, is just to take pictures that are relevant to the episode, put them together in a sort of like interesting way, I guess, and then upload them to the YouTube video. So I think that's everything for now in terms of what I use to record, what my setup is, and then obviously I use my Elgato software to record the gameplay, my phone to record the face cam and the mic, and then I've just put them both together in Premiere Pro. Then of course I cut out the disinteresting bits, I add music, I add sound effects and graphics that I think are necessary, and I just try and make the video as interesting as possible within between a 10 and 20 minute time frame. Then obviously I go to Photoshop, I make a thumbnail for the video, including what's relevant in the video, and then I take it all to YouTube and upload it. So that's my process of video making, and I hope this is somewhat educational, and maybe this will help you make your own content. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next episode.